Hi friends, it's Unicorn, and today is Friday, May the 21st, and now it's 7:15 in the evening, and I have nothing planned for this weekend. So I want to do a little bit of a reading challenge because it's been so long that I haven't got anything on the weekends. Like normally I have like a video game session on Friday night, but I don't have it today. So I want to challenge myself to read for 24 hours over in the next 48 hours. I think there's a readathon called 24 in 48 readathon, but I don't think they're happening right now. However, I'm going to do my personal one and document it. My reading so far this month has been heavily BookTube priced, but I'm not regretting it. It's wonderful. The books I'm reading, I love like each one of them. But I also want to tackle some of the books in my personal TBR. So the plan for the next 24 hours reading session will be 1 hour of BookTube price book followed 1 hour of personal book. So I'm hoping to do 12 of those sessions and see what's gonna happen. And if I can achieve that, I'm gonna rewarding myself by watching a special TV episode of two of my favorite Japanese actors. They actually got married. Like, it's so funny. The other day I was like reading a BookTube price book and my partner was like, oh, so and so got married. I was like, no way! Just don't listen to rumors, like the rumors saying that they're getting married every year. But he's like, oh, it's real. The actor announced it. And I checked and it was true. I was so shocked. Like, I'm happy for them, but then they're just so... I just didn't even know they're dating. They were just like so private. However, that's enough of that. I'm gonna show you the books I'm reading, and tonight I'm hoping to do 2 of the 1+1 sessions, so like 4 hours in total. My grand plan is 4 hours today, 12 hours tomorrow, and 8 hours on Sunday, like earlier in the day, so in the evening I can watch the TV show. And also I think I'm gonna call my parents later today because it's Friday, so it's their Saturday morning, and we usually call around this time because if you're like living far away from your home, you gotta call your parents. Yeah, let's go into the books. This is my desk situation. This is a book that embarrassingly I'm gonna need to finish before this month, and this is the book of this weekend. It's a lot, but let me explain. This is the dust jacket for them, and this is the book that I'm currently reading for BookTube price, and as you can see, I've got like nearly to the end. Like, I say nearly to the end, but also like still 150 pages. So for my slow reading speed, 150 pages needs like 7.5 hours to read. So, but I got like 12 hours for BookTube price book, so that's good. I'm gonna finish it during this weekend. And this is a buddy read I'm reading for the our From and About Asia reading project, and I'm only reading one little stories. This is short story collection. One little story per 2 days, so I'm good on track on that. And I have 2 very short books from my personal TBR. It's actually for the Invisible Cities project, and this is The Night, and this is The Appointment. And I believe Night is only 112 pages, and this one is a little over 200 pages. So I think I can finish these 2, but we'll see if that's gonna happen. And I have this palette cleanser book. This is this one. This is Anxious People. Like all the other books I'm reading, I'm in the middle of, are very heavy on the topic, on the subject matter. But this one is also kind of like, if you speaking of the subjects, like people being anxious and like bank robbery and all of that, but the character development and their personality, like every one of them are so funny, although they're like all very anxious. Now it's already 8:20. It's after 8:20, it's 8:23, and I have video chat with my parents that lasted like an hour, which is normal, and I'm gonna start my reading challenge right now. A little destruction of my reading. Hello, buddy. Are you here for the crackers? They're gone. Hi friends! friends, now 2 hours have passed. I have read 1 hour of the Booktube prize book and 1 hour of the book of my own. Oh, it's under my book of the night. And I just recall that I didn't really tell you what night is about. It's actually about the author's experiences when he and his family got caught into Auschwitz concentration camp when he's young. Yeah, so it's a memoir like during the World War II, and it's very heartbreaking. It's a very, very heavy read. The author in the preface, he's saying that after the World War II, he wrote this book and he was like trying to get it published, but it was so hard for him because at that time people were not reflecting on the war, and something about Nazis and the concentration camp is not a welcome topic. So he has like him and his friend got a lot of effort to get this book published, which like surprised me because I thought after the war people will be like reflecting on it right away, you know, because the World War II is such a big tragic in the human history. And also I want to show you this app I'm using to track my reading. I'm using this, let me do the fancy screen record thing. I'm using this fancy Japanese study app called Study Plus, and you can see you can like log your own book cover to this. So these are all the books I'm shamelessly in the middle of. And when I'm reading this book, for example, I have like 3 different methods that I can record how many pages I read. The first one is a manual one, and the second one is a stopwatch one, and the third one is a timer one. So normally I use the stopwatch method, but then because I'm doing the 24 hours challenge, so I'm using the timer one to time myself. Hi friends, now I finished another hour of reading, and also I did something to prepare for bed. And as you can see now, I tucked myself in bed and I brought with me The Night and another book and the Anxious People. I still have an hour of reading to do and it's already the next day. It is 12:12 right now. So we already came to the next day, but I still want to finish the 4 hours of the first night, so I'm gonna keep doing that. And I think although I brought like 2 books with me, I can only finish an hour of this. Hi friends, it's the next day and I just got my morning cup of coffee. And I am talking like this because my partner is still asleep, but I've transported all my books and things on his desk because my desk is actually in the bedroom, so I can do some morning reading. I stayed up to 1 or like nearly 2 o'clock last night, but I have read another hour of this book. It was heartbreaking. It was actually not a really good book to read before bed, but I did it anyway. And I kind of like still want to continue, but I still need to read the 1 hour of Booktube prize book first. So still doing the 1+1 thing and introducing our shadowy figure of the home. I don't really have a lot of other things to say besides I'm gonna go back to reading right away, and also I think I have 2 things I need to do besides reading today. The first one is I plan to make a steamed egg thingy dish and I'm like looking forward to it because I got this new bowl for like specifically for this dish. And the second thing is I actually need to log on one of the video games I'm playing to check my mail because they're expiring, so I need to transfer them between characters in that game. Believe me, it's important. You don't want your mail to get expired and disappear, but I'm gonna do that after I think 8 hours of reading of today, so in the evening. And now I'm just gonna drink my coffee and dive into the books. Hi friends, it's another 2 hours check-in. I have read for 2 hours and currently the time is 11:37. It's not too early that I like I expected, but then I fed my cats and also I ate something for breakfast, so that's what happened. And I have read another hours of book to price and another 40 or so pages of night, and this book is just so sad. Consider the subject matter. I don't think I have the time to digest this book yet, but then I have only 20 pages left, so I'm planning to finish this book after, like, during this next 2 hour session. Hi guys, it's another 2 hours have passed. Now it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, a little past 2, and I'm making you guys staring at a cabbage that I'm gonna make for lunch. But I just want to quickly check in. I have extended the first hour to 1 hour and 20 minutes to finish a rather longer chapter in the book to price book, and I found it's pretty rewarding to finish the whole chapter. Now I have like less 50 pages left on that book, so I'm able to finish in the next 2 sessions, I think. But then for the following 40 minutes of the 2 hour session, I had to divide it into like 2 books because I used 20 minutes to finish the night and 20 minutes to start the novel, The Appointment. But when I was reading Night, I was deeply touched by the Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech delivered by the author, Elie Wiesel. And then the sentence stood out from that book is, "We must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented." I feel like I have seen this sentence before, but I didn't know that came from the Nobel Peace Acceptance Prize of the author. And when I saw that and I connected to his piece of memory of the Nazis and all the concentration camp, and like in his youth, it's pretty powerful. Back at my desk, I have my freshly started The Appointment and the good old book to price book that I am reading for the next hour. And if you are a video games fan, I will link this video down below. It's the ambient sound from the Skyrim, the RPG games. It's just like so nice. See, like the scenery is just so beautiful. And because I can't go out, so I just like to look at these and imagine I'm like in those environment. And also, who needs to travel when there's video games, you know? Hello friends, now I have finished another 3 hours of reading, and currently the time is 6:55. And in those 3 hours, I didn't follow the 1 and 1 rule because I kept reading after the first hour of my book to price book, because the last 2 chapters, they were just so intense and a lot of tension, a lot of action happened in the last 2 chapters. It's a non-fiction, so it's like really picking up the speed in the last 2 chapters, and I just kept reading because I couldn't put it down. So I spent like 1.5 hour, like an hour and 40 minutes to finish the whole book, and it was I liked that book really much. But then the subject matter is really, it's hard to think about it really objectively now, so I will have to wind down my thoughts on that and report it back in my book to price wrap up video. But yeah, it was a really I want to say great book, but I don't want to say that because I feel like I'm biased, you know. However, I have spent the rest of 1 hour and 20 minutes reading this book, The Appointment. It was pretty confusing at the beginning of this book because, like, I don't know if I mentioned, like the woman was like on her way to a summon, but then I wasn't really sure about the summon because in the blurb of the book it says like she wanted to get married or somehow, but then she had a husband, so I was like confused. But then I figured she was on her way, like she was on a tram to her summon, but then she just had this episode of memories of hers like coming to her, and she's like describing her memory to us. So that's why things are a little bit blurry in terms of the timeline. And now 50-ish pages into the book, things are getting a little bit clearer, and also I figured out the reason for her summon, and I have like a very vague impression of the society that she's in. Hello people, so now it's an hour of reading time passed, but it's actually a long time past. It's 8:55 in the afternoon now, not in the evening. I got distracted in the 1 hour of reading, and I have to like stop for twice and just like relaxing, you know, because I've been a little bit tired. But then I started this new book to price book, and I'm like 46 pages in. I'm really happy that I read this much faster than the previous one. Otherwise, if I read like 20 pages per hour, you know, it's gonna be a long time. And now I am going to take a break and look at my World of Warcraft shenanigan. I just want to check mails in this game, and it's funny that every time I talk to my mom about World of Warcraft, and she'll be like, oh, nobody is playing that now. It's a so ancient game, like you're so outdated. I was like, Mom, I'm playing the remastered version as like supposed to be played after 15 years, but my mom is still like laughed at me. I was right, see, all of my mails are gonna expire in less than 1 day, so it's a crucial time for me to log on this game, you know. When you're reading, you cannot just set your other hobby aside. Hello friends, so now I am off the game. It's 9:20 at night, and I have something here. It's a new fresh cup of coffee. I know it's 9:20, but we still have like 4 hours. I still have 4 hours reading to do, and the plan is as usual. It's 2 plus 2. It's like 2 of the 1 plus 1. So I'll spend 2 hours to read the new book to price book, which I'm flying through, and the 2 hours to read the appointment, which is getting interesting, but I don't know if I like it that much yet. However, we'll see. And I haven't really had my dinner yet. My partner just started cooking, but we're not gonna complain because we have lunch pretty late today. And yeah, he's like making dinner and taking care of the cats while I'm like doing reading. So it's taking care of all of the things. And I also went to his computer, run his gaming character to a corner of nowhere, which I don't think he discovered that yet, so we'll see what's he gonna say when he's like, I don't know if he heard me. But anywho, that's the situation, and I am going to go back to my books. Hello friends, I don't know if you can see, it's 11:09 o'clock at midnight, and I have showered because I don't think I have energy to do it later, but guess how many hours I still need to read? I still need to read 3 hours, guys. Turn out the evening reading is pretty slow because if you have read like 8 or 9 hours during the day, you got pretty tired and then got distracted, and like there's all kind of things you need to do, like eating and take a break to do like mindless wandering and look at your cats and something like that. So I have read another hours of this book to price book, and it's like I'm currently on page 81. It's fast paced than the other one, like I kept saying, because it's actually not so mind blowing. Like the subject matter is what I'm like carefully dearly about, but then it's not so revolutionary, if I can say so. It's 12:19 in the morning, and I just done 1 hour of the appointment. I'm at page nearly 198 now, and let's do another hour of book to price book. Good morning guys, another beautiful day starting in the kitchen because I just got my coffee here, and let's get some little update for last night. So last night I didn't really finish the 3 hours of grand plan. I'm actually 4 minutes shy from the second to the last hour, so I so far like complete nearly 11 hours of reading. Is that 11 hours? Yeah, yesterday I completed about nearly 11 hours of reading, but as of like with the Friday one, I complete nearly like 15 hours of reading. So today I just need to do my planned 6 hours plus 1. I can't do math at all. Anywho, like I need to do this amount of reading and yeah, so last night it was like turned out it's too late. You can't really start reading another hours at 1 o'clock. So if you can achieve your goal, just change your goal, like adulting 101. So you're like still happy and don't feel bad about it. That's exactly what I did. So here are my books. Last night I read about 37 minutes of this one. Then I got so tired I couldn't continue. So I thought I just went to bed. But before I fall asleep, I read like 20 minutes of some Japanese detective novel on my e-reader. And here's the sticker for my vaccine. I'm pretty happy and proud about it. If you can get vaccine, just go get it, please. You're very lucky. And so I was supposed to do another hours of the appointment, but that I didn't do. And I will start with the personal reading today. But first of all, I need to read a story of the acquisition because this is another really long acquisition day. And I am going to sit here. Hi guys, tragic news. As you can see, I don't know if you can see actually. I read 37 minutes of acquisition and 10 minutes of that, and then I got so tired and went to bed. So I returned to the bed at about 9:30, 9:40 or something, and then I tried to read my ebook for like 5 minutes, but then I fall asleep, and now it's 12:13. I have less than 9 hours, I think, to finish all my 8 hours of reading, so that's what I'm gonna do. Got my beverage here, books to read here, books I am reading here, oops, and a cat here, like right here, inside. And time to read. Food is here, quickly eat it and go back to reading. Hello friends, it's much later in the day, it's 5:55, 57 o'clock in the afternoon now. I have like since my panic clip of like discover I woke up at around like 12 o'clock, I have stayed in bed until now. Did some reading and also the lunch break that I took, but somehow it's like 5:57, but I only read for like 4 hours-ish. I don't know why. It's supposed to be like 6 hours in between of 12 to 6, huh? But like I only read 4 hours. But now, I'm glad to report for the book 2 prize book, I am a little bit shy in the middle of the book. So like I'm about to be read half the book. And it wasn't really interesting as the first one. And it has a lot of flaws due to its format of writing. I have a cat food in my mouth. Okay, all good. So, like I said, I wasn't really enjoying that book that much, but it was okay, and I still need to finish that. I have like halfway left. I think I can finish that like tomorrow, if not today. But this book though, The Appointment, I have only 50 pages left, so I for sure will finish it later. I have 4 hours more later, and at this time, I'm not gonna complete the 24 hours in 48 hours, but I'm still gonna complete the 24 hours in from Friday evening to tonight. So yeah, that's happening for sure. And I almost forgot I promised myself to watch the TV show of my 2 favorite characters, actors in Japan. So yeah, I'm still gonna very looking forward to watch that. I don't know if I have time for that tonight though. Consider like how slow my 4 hours reading goes. Like I can only do 4 hours reading if I'm concentrating in 6 hours. I don't know why, just like it doesn't make sense to me. However, I have decided to get out of bed, as you can see, because it's late. If I'm staying in bed, I might just go to sleep, you know. And I decided to grab some maybe snacks or some yogurt or some fruit from the fridge and go sit in my desk to do some more reading. So I'll report back later. Dinner time here, I have this huge bowl of rice noodles and chicken broths. The steamed egg thingy isn't gonna happen today, guys. I'm so sorry. I was so looking forward to it, but I just don't have time to make it. So it is, let me see, 12:43 in the morning and way overdue, but I did it. I read 24 hours in total during the weekends, and I have since finished The Appointment. This is actually a very interesting book. I have a lot I want to say, and also I have about 30 or 40 pages of this book to prize book I had like until I finished it. So I don't know if I still have energy to read a little bit more before bed today, but I'm definitely taking it to bed, and if I'm not finishing it today, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. Hi friends, it's Monday at night, and I just want to do a close to this video and also a little bit wrap up of the books I read and a reflection of this mini challenge that I'm giving myself. So first of all, I want to say that I'm really happy about I can read 24 hours during the weekend. However, I did not expect the outcome. I thought there will be two type of results. The first one will be like I finished this challenge with no problem, because 24 hours in 48 hours, I feel like it's way more enough of a time. But I didn't go with that, and the other outcome is like I, for some reason, gave up this challenge because I just couldn't achieve it. But yeah, that didn't happen either, so I used a little bit more time than 48 hours to read 24 hours, but I feel like I'm pretty satisfied with the result. However, I do feel like focusing on the amount of things that you're reading sometimes will sacrifice the quality of your thinking. But giving yourself a little bit of time after the challenge and reflecting on the books you read is a good makeup for those thinking that lost in the thread, in the time. But the thing is, I didn't really continuously reading for 24 hours straight, so I took a little bit break in between, like every 2 hours or so. So that actually helped me think and process the books that I read. So I feel like that helps a lot. So in the future, do I still gonna do 24 hours reading in 48 hours? I don't think so. I don't think I would do it again at all. But I do want to do some challenges based on page count, because I kept saying that I read way more faster in Chinese than English, and these books I read are all in English. So I want to see if I can achieve like 1,000 pages per weekend in Chinese. So I think in the future I might do one of those to see like how hard I can push myself and to see my potential and to see if I really read faster in Chinese compared to English, because at this point to be honest, I'm not sure anymore. So yeah, so the total page count is 820 pages. I did not read 1,000 pages, but it's still overall it's like 30 something pages per hour, which is, I feel like it's a decent speed. I wouldn't say that I'm that slow. I think it's just like depends on what books I'm reading, the font size and the topic and the genre. If I'm reading like middle grade novel, I suppose I'll read way faster than a very dense, very compact nonfiction. So that's my thoughts on this challenge. And now let's talk about the books that I read. So last night after the challenge, I went ahead and put in more time to the books that I was reading for Book to Prize and finished that, because there were only like 30 pages each left. So over the weekend, I finished 4 books, including 2 books from my personal TBR and 2 books from Book to Prize. So I'm really happy about the result. And speaking of the books, those books are all having a heavy topic. I didn't really get into the funny book that I planned to read, but no problem at all. I want to say more about Night and The Appointment, because after one day of settling down my feelings, I feel like Night, it is a very, very tragic tale of the non-fiction, of the real story of the author. And I feel like one thing that I took out is, in the end, in a very dehumanized environment, in the end, nothing matters compared to survival. So I think that's the cruel part of the concentrate camp. However, in The Appointment, people are also struggling to survive, but it's like another version of hell. The author used so many metaphors and so many things to describe the feelings that people around her and herself feels. And it's why did I say it's another version of hell? Because all the events that they encountered, like all the people around them, they all have the potential to be a spy, to be somebody that you cannot trust. And compared to the people suffering in night, there's still some people like they're trying to keep their humanity inside, and they're trying to survive. But like these people in the appointment is like Walking Dead. So I'm actually pretty happy that I read these two books together, back to back. Although one of them is non-fiction and one is fiction, they both set around World War II, and they both discuss humanity and the war and the impact on people. I feel pretty lucky, but I still give this book like a 3-star because it's just so confusing at the beginning. But I do think this is a book that you need to study it to know more. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, that is my vlog of my 24 hours reading over the weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Say hi in the comment section down below and let me know what did you read in the weekend, what are you planning to read in the upcoming week. And thumbs up to this video if you like it. I hope you happy reading, stay healthy. I'll see you in my next bookish video. Bye!